Hello, mighty companions. This is Earl Purdy. I want to welcome you to Facebook Live, A Course in Miracles. And we're going to talk about the decision to let go of all your guilt, the decision for innocence. We're going to talk about that because we're in a section that's talking about how to be the happy learner, the teaching for truth. So we are going to enjoy ourselves, learn something together today. This is Earl Purdy. Welcome to A Course in Miracles here on Facebook Live. And we're going to start out with our theme song from Brother John Christmas at johnchristmas.com. I am not a victim of the world I see. Here we go.
I'm not a victim
of the world I see. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim, no, of the world I see. I'm not a victim of my mom. I'm not a victim of my pa. I'm not a victim of events and circumstance at all. I'm not a victim of the world I see. Cause what's happening now is what I've done to me. I'm not a victim of the future, not a victim of the past, not a victim of anything that really doesn't last. I'm not a victim of the world I see. Cause what's happening now is what I've done to me. I'm not a victim
of the world I see.
I'm not a victim
Of the world I see.
I'm not a victim, no, of the world I see. Mighty companions, this is Earl Purdy. I want to welcome you to A Course in Miracles. And we're going to talk about how do we choose for our innocence, how do we let go of any guilt so that we can learn fast and be a happy learner. And we're going to get down. It's about remembering, not analyzing. It's about hearing and remembering and applying. Oh, yeah.
I'm not a victim of the North. I'm not a victim of the South.
Not a victim of anything except what comes out my mouth. I'm not a victim of the world I see. Cause what's happening now is what I've done to me.
Help me out now.
I'm not a victim
Of the world I see.
I'm not a victim
Of the world I see.
I'm not a victim, no, of the world I see. You need not believe the ideas. You need not believe the ideas. Remember only this. You need not believe the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. I'm not a victim of the world I see.
I'm not a victim.
I'm not a victim of the world I see. Cause what's happening now is what I've done to me. Oh yeah. What's happening is what I've done to me. That's the good stuff, and the stuff that I perceive as not being so good. But it's still, I'm not a victim of the world that I see. Hi, I'm Earl Purdy, and I'm welcoming you to A Course in Miracles here on Facebook Live. That ain't no jive. Would you believe that after 40 years of studying and teaching the Course in Miracles, I am just as excited about the Course in Miracles, if not more excited, and I am getting even more out of A Course in Miracles now than I did 40 years ago. I spent several hours today reading and studying and taking notes and remembering, because I love the Course in Miracles. And the more I remember what a Course in Miracles is teaching, not what I think the Course in Miracles is teaching, but the more I focus in on remembering and hearing the message that the Course in Miracles is giving, I find that just remembering it has produced such miracles in my life that many times I have to literally just pinch myself to see if I'm really experiencing the wonderful things that the Course in Miracles has allowed me to experience through teaching me how to change my mind and allow God's Spirit to take over and to do more things for me and through me. And so I want to welcome you to A Course in Miracles. I am the remembering coach. I focus on helping people remember and hear what the Course in Miracles is saying. And sometimes I substitute some of the definitions of the words in A Course in Miracles with the definitions that the Course in Miracles gives for those words, so that I can do it for you in more plain language. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas you will find hard to believe because they may be different from what you believe. Some of the ideas in the Course in Miracles may startle you. Some of the ideas in the Course in Miracles may startle you. Some of the things I say may startle you. Some of the things I say you may not believe. Some of the things I say you may not welcome. Some of the things I say you may not accept. Some of the things I say you may not believe. The Course in Miracles says you are not asked to judge the ideas at all. You are not asked to analyze the ideas at all. You are asked to use the ideas. If you use the ideas in the Course in Miracles, their use will give the ideas meaning to you. Their use will give the ideas meaning to you. Using the ideas will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. But you have to use the ideas. I didn't say analyzing the ideas. I said using the ideas. So the first stage is to hear the ideas. So I'm here to deliver a message. A minister of God, according to the Course, is merely a messenger. I did not write the Course in Miracles. I am a messenger. I am a messenger. Okay? So I'm here to deliver a message to you today. A message that could be the key to you, a key to you experiencing everything you've ever wanted in your heart. And we're going to be in the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles. And we're going to be in chapter 14, section 3. Chapter 14 is the teachings for truth. Chapter 14 is the teachings for truth. We're going to be in section 3, the decision for guiltlessness. The decision for innocence, the decision for guiltlessness on page 274 in the text. Page 274 in the text. The decision for guiltlessness. A Course in Miracles says many times in the material, read me slowly. Do it slowly. I do a lot of repetition because if you don't remember it, you haven't learned it. If you don't remember it, you haven't learned it. If you don't remember what you've read, you haven't learned what you have read. So I'm about remembering the ideas because the Course says over and over again, don't forget, remember this. Don't forget, remember this. Introduction. This is A Course in Miracles. A Course in Miracles is a required course. Only the time you take the Course in Miracles is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. Free will doesn't mean that you can establish the curriculum. Free will means only that you can elect what you want to take at a given time. Free will means you can choose how much of this you want to learn at any given time. The Course doesn't aim at teaching the meaning of love. A Course in Miracles does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, because the meaning of love is beyond what can be taught. The meaning of love is beyond what can be taught. But the Course in Miracles does aim, however, at removing the blocks. The Course in Miracles aims at removing the blocks. The Course does aim at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence. The Course aims at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear. 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 But love, what is all-encompassing, can have no opposite. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. A Course in Miracles can be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Nothing unreal exists. The Course in Miracles can be summed up in nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Nothing real can be threatened. If it's real, it can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. So we're going to be in the decision for guiltlessness. And I teach and share this in a question and answer format. So, what is it that a happy learner cannot feel guilty about? If you are going to be a happy learner, if you're going to learn the truth and you want to be happy about it, you cannot feel guilty about learning. You got to stop feeling guilty about making mistakes while you're learning. You have to let go of feeling guilty when you don't do it exactly the way you think you should be doing the truth. The happy learner can't feel guilty about learning. Do you know that that is so essential to learning that it should never be forgotten? Notice it said should never be forgotten. That's the thing that I want you to realize about the Course in Miracles. The Course in Miracles is about remembering the instructions and the insight and information that Spirit is giving us in the Course in Miracles. Okay, so if you're going to be happy while you're learning, you can't feel guilty about learning. It's so essential to learning that it should never be forgotten. What is it that's so essential to learning that it should never be forgotten? That you can't feel guilty about learning. You have to let go of beating yourself up when you think you have not done it right, when you think you have not been as loving as you intend to be, or when you think you haven't learned exactly what the Course in Miracles of Truth is teaching you. Because I hear people say that they want to learn easily. Well, do you know that the Course in Miracles says the guiltless learner learns easily? The innocent learner learns easily. So why is it that the innocent learner learns easily? Because when you are in your innocent mind, your thoughts are free. When you're not feeling guilty about what you are thinking, your thoughts are free. So how do you allow yourself to keep your thoughts free? How do you allow yourself to be a guiltless innocent learner? Well, this entails the recognition. How do you do it? How do you really become an innocent, guiltless learner? There's one thing you've got to recognize. Would you like to know what you have to recognize if you're going to be a happy learner? You have to recognize that guilt is interference. Guilt is interference. Guilt is interference. From a Course in Miracles perspective, which you don't have to agree with, I'm going to say this over and over again. I am delivering a message. How you respond to it is up to you. Whether you agree, whether you disagree, whether you like what you're hearing, whether you don't like what you're hearing, that's not really what I'm concerned about. It's up to you to have your own reactions to whatever you're hearing. But the Course in Miracles says that if you want to hear it, just realize you don't have to believe it, you don't have to accept it, you don't have to welcome. But if you're going to be a happy learner, if you're going to enjoy your spiritual path, if you're going to enjoy moving toward love and moving toward God as the Course in Miracles defines it, then you have to recognize that guilt is interference. Guilt is not salvation. Guilt is not going to give you peace. Guilt is not going to give you forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't come from guilt. Forgiveness comes from seeing yourself as innocent. So guilt doesn't serve any useful function at all. If you did something that was a mistake, if you did something that you regret, then just don't do it anymore. Beating yourself up with guilt is not useful. Guilt is not useful. All guilt guarantees is that you're going to somehow punish yourself for what you've done, that you're going to bring yourself some sort of pain. Guilt serves no useful function at all, according to A Course in Miracles. So guilt is interference. Guilt is interference. Guilt is interference. Guilt is interference and not peace, and serves no useful function at all. If you're going to be a happy learner, you can't keep feeling guilty about learning. It's essential that you remember that you're not going to be happy learning as long as you beat yourself up and make yourself feel guilty. Do you want to have an innocent learning experience? Well, an innocent learning experience is going to happen when your thoughts are free. When your thoughts are free. When you're feeling guilty and you're having guilty thoughts, your thoughts are not free. And so guilt serves no useful function at all. So if you're unloving sometimes and you're not as kind as you intend to be, if you seem like you've hurt someone or hurt yourself, feeling guilty is not helping anything. What's helping is to recognize the mistake and don't do it anymore. Want to be loving. Go back to wanting to be loving and kind. Now, do you know that the Course in Miracles says perhaps you are accustomed to using guiltlessness merely to offset the pain of guilt. Maybe you don't look at innocence and guiltlessness as having value in itself. In other words, if I'm feeling guilty, sometimes I'll try to think of ways that I'm innocent so that I won't feel so guilty, but I don't look at seeing myself as innocent all the time as having value in itself. So do you know that the Course says that you believe that guilt and innocence are both valuable? We believe that guilt and guiltlessness are both valuable. We believe it's valuable to feel guilt, he says, and you believe that it's valuable to feel innocence, because you think each represents the escape from what the other one doesn't offer you. Do you know that that means the Course says you think in some situations innocent is how you should feel about yourself, and then in some situations guilty is how you think you should feel about yourself. But you don't want just innocence and just guilt. The Course in Miracles says you do not want either alone. For without both innocence and guilt, you don't see yourself as whole. You don't see yourself as happy. So I think in order to be a complete being, then I need to be a being that feels guilty about some things if I'm going to be a good person, and I also should feel innocent about some things if I'm going to be a good person. So we think that we need both innocent feelings and guilty feelings, according to the Course. But do you know that this is what the Course is saying? You are whole only in your innocence. You're going to be healed only in your complete guiltlessness. It's in your guiltlessness that you are whole. It's in your guiltlessness Only in your guiltlessness can you be happy. Only in your innocence can you be happy. Only in your complete innocence and knowing your complete innocence can you be happy. There is no conflict here. If you choose to know that you are only innocent, then you don't have that conflict anymore between feeling guilty and feeling innocent. If you want to get rid of that conflict between guilt and innocence, remember that it's only in your innocence that you will know true happiness. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, the Course in Miracles says to wish for guilt in any way, to wish for guilt in any way, to want to feel guilty for any reason, to wish for guilt in any way, in any form, to wish for guilt in any way, to wish for guilt in any form will lose the appreciation of the value of your innocence and push it from your sight. Whenever you're focusing on thinking that it makes you a kinder, nicer person to feel guilty about something you've done, do you know that the Course is saying that what you're doing at that point is you're pushing your innocence from your sight, and you won't even see your innocence. So if you want to feel guilty, if you want to give me a million reasons why feeling guilty is a good thing, well, what you're telling me is I want to lose the appreciation of the value of my innocence. Earl, I want to push my innocence from my sight. I want to feel guilty. I want to make myself feel guilty, which means I'm pushing my innocence from my sight. If you feel guilty about something, you should say to yourself, I'm pushing my innocence away from my sight. I'm pushing my innocence from my sight. I feel guilty. I'm pushing my innocence from my sight. I feel guilty about what I did yesterday. I feel guilty about what I'm learning. I feel guilty about something I did in the past. I want to push my innocence from my sight. Can't you see that if you're feeling guilty, you won't feel happy? There's no such thing as I feel guilty and I feel happy. So if you ever want to feel innocent, and if you want to feel innocent about learning, and learning is living here. You are in the earth plane. You are on the earth plane to learn lessons in love. This is earth school. You are an infinite spirit who is inhabiting or appear to be inhabiting a physical body for the purpose of learning how to love and for the purpose of having all blocks to love and happiness removed. That's why you are on the planet. And if you want to have a good time remembering the loving, wonderful spiritual being that you are, that won't happen if you're making yourself feel guilty. You can make mistakes. Mistakes are for correction, not punishment. Mistakes are for correction, not punishment. So if you want to feel guilty for any reason, you're going to lose appreciation of your innocence. And when you lose the appreciation of your innocence, you're going to push your innocence from your sight. Stop pushing your innocence from your sight. Are you aware that you can make no compromise with guilt? There is no compromise. What? There is no compromise that you can make with guilt and escape the pain that only guiltlessness allays. So what does that mean? You got to stop compromising. You're either guilty or you're innocent. You're either a sinner or you're sinless. You can't be both. You can either see yourself as a sinner or you can see yourself as innocent and sinless. And there's a world that goes with either one of those. See yourself as guilty and sinful, you're going to also experience a lot of pain and suffering and fear and upset, broken in two by periods in which they seem to be gone. If you choose to know your sinlessness, if you choose to know your innocence, you're going to know peace and joy and harmony and forgiveness. So you can't escape from pain and want to feel guilty. If you want to escape from pain, you have to move in the direction of your guiltlessness, your innocence. Learning is living here. So what is living here? It's learning. So you know that if you're living here, you are learning. If you're living here, you are learning. If you're living here, you are learning. But creating is being in heaven. Heaven is just another term for the reality that we truly live in, the reality of love, the reality of perfect oneness. Heaven is unconditional, unlimited, expansive love and joy. That is where we came from. So you're on earth to learn, but in reality, you are a creator. God is a creator, and you are a child of God, so you are a creator too. That's why you're not a victim of the world you see, because you create your experience and your perception of your experience. So what should you do when the pain of guilt seems to attract you? What should you do when you're tempted to feel guilty? What should you do when you're tempted to feel guilty about something? Well, the first thing you want to do is to remember. See, there we go again. The Course in Miracles didn't say analyze. It said remember that if you yield to guilt, if you yield to the pain of guilt, if you give in to the feelings of guilt, you are deciding against your happiness. If I say I want to be happy, but at the same time, I'm constantly giving in to the feelings of guilt, giving in to the feelings of anger, giving in to the feelings of worry and concern, then you are deciding against your happiness. Every time you choose for guilt, you decide against your happiness. Every time you choose for fear, anger, and grievances, which are all forms of guilt, you are deciding against your happiness. Beating yourself up, putting yourself down, judging yourself, criticizing yourself, seeing yourself as sinful, seeing yourself as a sinner, seeing yourself as less than love, you are deciding against your happiness. And if you decide against your happiness, what is it that you will not learn? If you're deciding against your happiness, what is it that you will not learn? You will not learn how to be happy. So your learning is living here. So what is it you should be learning? You should be learning how to be happy. You should be learning how to be happy. Your instructions are learn how to be happy. Learn how to be happy. Learn how to be happy. You are here to learn how to be happy. Say to yourself, if you're tempted to yield to your feelings of guilt, say to yourself, how? Say to yourself gently, gently, gently say to yourself. But with the conviction born of the love of God and of you, God's creation. With conviction born of the love of the Creator, say this: what I experience, I will make manifest. What I experience, I will make manifest. If I am guiltless, I have nothing to fear. If I am guiltless, I have nothing to fear. I choose to testify to my acceptance of atonement. I choose to testify to my acceptance of atonement, not to its rejection. Not to its rejection. I would accept my guiltlessness. I would accept my guiltlessness by making it manifest. by making it manifest. Making what manifest? My innocence, my guiltlessness, and sharing it. And sharing my guiltlessness and innocence. Let me bring peace. Let me bring peace to God's child, you and me, from our Father, our Creator. Now, this is what I mean by learning A Course in Miracles, those out there who see themselves as Course in Miracles students. So instead of trying to analyze and focus on all the reasons why you agree with that or don't agree with it, or let's say you're trying to understand it, that's not what it asks you to do. What the Course in Miracles asked you to do was, if you're being tempted to yield to feelings of guilt and anger and upset, remember that if you yield to it, you're deciding against your happiness. See, the Course in Miracles wants you to remember the message, that there's no compromise you can make with guilt and not go through pain. You need to remember that living here is learning, but creating is being in heaven. You need to remember that whenever the attraction of guilt comes up for you, you need to remember that if you give in to it, you're deciding against your happiness and you won't learn how to be happy. You need to remember to say to yourself, whenever you are being attracted to guilt, you need to remember to say to yourself, what I experience, I will make manifest. If I experience guilt, I will make guilt manifest. If I experience innocence, I will make innocence manifest. If I experience joy, I will make joy manifest. If I experience love, I will make love manifest. You see, whatever you experience is what you're going to manifest. Okay? Then the next line says, if I'm guiltless, I have nothing to fear. Because if I see myself as innocent, then I don't believe I deserve to be punished. And if I don't believe I deserve to be punished, then I don't have nothing to fear. Because it's when you feel guilty and make yourself feel guilty. Guilt is a request for punishment according to A Course in Miracles. According to the Course in Miracles, when you say, I feel guilty, that's you saying to the universe, give me some punishment right now. I feel guilty. Punish me right now. So the punishment may take the form of upset, weary, or the punishment may take the form of what you perceive in the outer world as something going wrong in your outer world. You constantly having struggles and upset. If you are guiltless, you have nothing to fear. But if you are guilty, it's like you have everything to fear. So the Course in Miracles says, when you're feeling that attraction to guilt, don't analyze it. Just go, what I experience, I will make manifest. If I'm guiltless, I have nothing to fear. If I'm innocent, I have nothing to fear. And you are innocent. You are innocent. You may make mistakes. Mistakes are for correction, loving correction. But who you are and what you are was created by God, the infinite love of the universe. So you are love. You are innocent. 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 So what are you being asked to do next? Well, the next line says, I choose to testify to my acceptance of the atonement, which is my innocence. Another term for the atonement is your innocence, the undoing of your guilt. The atonement is the undoing of your guilt. I call the atonement A Course in Miracles because the Course in Miracles is all about teaching you how to remove the blocks, the guilt, the fear, to the awareness of love's presence. So what do? Choose to testify. What are you going to testify to? Your acceptance of your innocence, not to its rejection. Stop rejecting your innocence. Stop calling yourself guilty. Stop calling yourself bad. Stop calling yourself sinful. Stop calling yourself a sinner. Stop rejecting your innocence. Stop telling the universe that you believe that you deserve to be punished. Because whatever you ask for, you are a creator. Whatever you focus your consciousness on, whatever you focus your attention on, you will manifest. You will create for yourself in your perception, So choose to testify to your acceptance of the atonement. And it's pronounced atonement. Atonement is the undoing of guilt and fear. The atonement is the acceptance of your innocence. That's how you atone. You atone by not seeing yourself as guilty and bad. That's how you atone. So what's the next line? The next line says, I would accept my guiltlessness. So do you want to accept your innocence? Do you want to accept your innocence? How do you accept your innocence? Well, you accept your innocence by making it manifest. Okay, so I accept my innocence by making it manifest. I accept my guiltlessness by making it manifest. You accept your innocence by making it manifest. So how do you make your innocence manifest? How do you make your innocence manifest? Well, it says, I would accept my guiltlessness by making my guiltlessness manifest and sharing my guiltlessness. So the way that you make your innocence manifest is you don't see yourself as being the only one who is innocent. You are not the only one that's innocent. You want to share the idea of innocence. So I want to see you as innocent as well as seeing me as innocent. And if I was to see you as innocent, then I am manifesting my innocence. Because you can't see something in someone else that's not in your own mind, that's not in your own perception of yourself. So if you see yourself as sinful and guilty, then you're going to be busy pointing out how sinful and guilty everyone else is. But if you are beginning to see yourself as innocent and loved and loving, then you are going to be looking for the innocence and the love in everything and everyone around you. So the way that you manifest your guiltlessness is you are not the only one that has it. Anything that's only yours is not real. So if your innocence is real, my innocence is real because we were created by the same creator. If my guiltlessness is real, your guiltlessness is real. Do you make mistakes? Can you make mistakes? Sure you can. If I can make a mistake, you can make a mistake. But that's not what you are. You are not your mistakes. Your mistakes are just misperceptions that you're having about things. Your mistakes are based on the erroneous learning that you've gotten in the past about yourself. So how do you accept your innocence? How do you accept your guiltlessness? By making it manifest. How do you make it manifest? You share it. You share it. You say that everyone else has the same qualities that you have, even if they're not expressing it right now because they have a blockage, you know? So that's how you manifest the innocence. So what is the last sentence? Let me bring peace to God's Son. Son means creation in A Course in Miracles. Son is not a male person. In A Course in Miracles, Son means the mind, the creation. So, let me bring peace to you from my Father, my Creator. Let me bring peace to you from my Creator. Let me bring peace to you from my Creator. Let me bring peace to you from my Creator. Let us bring peace to each other from our Creator. Let us bring peace to each other. What I experience, I will make manifest. If I am guiltless, I have nothing to fear. I choose to testify to my acceptance of the atonement, to my acceptance of the atonement, not to its rejection, not to its rejection, not to its rejection. I would accept my guiltlessness. I would accept my innocence by making it manifest and sharing it. I will accept my guiltlessness by making it manifest and sharing it. How do I share it? Let me bring peace to you from our Creator. Let me bring peace to you. Let you bring peace to me. Let me bring peace to you. Let you bring peace to me. Do you know that each day, each hour, and each minute, and even each second, each day, each hour, and each minute, and each second, what are you deciding? What are you deciding? What are you deciding each day? What are you deciding each hour and minute? What are you deciding each second? You are deciding between the crucifixion and the resurrection. Each second, you are deciding between crucifying yourself, attacking yourself, and resurrecting yourself. Each second, you are deciding between the ego, which is your fearful, fake voice of guilt and fear, or you are deciding if you're going to listen to the Holy Spirit, the voice of love, the voice of truth, the voice of God. You're deciding each minute. Am I going to listen to my sane voice? Or am I going to listen to my insane voice? Am I going to listen to the voice in me that judges? Am I going to listen to the voice in me that allows? Each day, each hour, each minute, each second, you are deciding between the crucifixion and resurrection, between the ego and the Holy Spirit. Now remember, if you are choosing the ego is the choice for guilt. The ego is the choice for guilt. When you say, I'm listening to my ego, you're saying, I'm listening to my choice for guilt. My choice for guilt made me cuss that person out. My choice for guilt is making me condemn myself. My choice for guilt is making me condemn other people and judge other people. My choice for guilt is making me angry. My choice for guilt, the ego, is keeping me broke and unaware and unforgiving and full of grievances. That's the ego. The ego is the choice for guilt. Now, there's another voice in you. The Holy Spirit is the other voice in you. The Holy Spirit is the other voice in you, the loving voice in you, the right-minded, sane voice for God, the loving God in you. So the Holy Spirit is the choice of guiltlessness. The Holy Spirit is the choice for guiltlessness. The ego is the choice for guilt. The Holy Spirit is the choice for innocence. The ego is the choice for guilt. The Holy Spirit is the choice for innocence. Fear is the choice for guilt. And love is the choice for guiltlessness. Love goes with innocence. Fear goes with guilt. So what is yours? What is all that is yours? What is all that is yours? What is the power that is yours? What is the one remaining power that is yours? What is the one remaining power that is yours? The one remaining power that is yours, the one remaining power that is yours is the power of decision. That's the one remaining power. According to A Course in Miracles, the one remaining power that we have is the power of decision. I'll say the one remaining power that you have is the power of decision. It's the power of decision. Now, what you can decide between is fixed. Your choices are fixed. What you have to choose between is fixed, because you only have two things that you are always choosing. There are no alternatives except truth and illusion. You're either giving yourself the truth or you're giving yourself something that is false. Not good, not bad. You're either giving yourself something that is real or you're giving yourself something that is unreal. There is no overlap between guilt and innocence. No more than you being able to be you can't be a little bit innocent any more than a woman can be a little bit pregnant. So you either are innocent or you are guilty. You're either seeing and dealing with the truth or you're dealing with a lie. You're dealing with illusion. You're dealing with deception. You're either dealing with love or you're dealing with fear. You're either choosing innocence or you're choosing guilt. You're either choosing lack or you're choosing abundance. You're either choosing peace or you're choosing conflict. You're either choosing health or you're choosing sickness. You're either choosing bondage or you're choosing freedom. There is no overlap between them. There's no overlap. How can they overlap when they're opposites? They're opposites. How can they overlap? They're opposites. And they're opposites that can be reconciled. What does that mean? It means that you can't be true. You can't be innocent and guilty. You can't be love and fear. You can't be abundant and lacking. According to the Course in Miracles, one of those are real, one of those are not. You are guilty or guiltless. You are guilty or you are innocent. You're either bound or you are free. You're either unhappy or happy. Wow, there were some powerful points that have been made. And I want to hit on the main points. I want to review the main points that I covered in those first 4 paragraphs. I'm a full-time teacher of A Course in Miracles. And I teach the Course in Miracles on a love offering basis. So if you'd like to make a financial expression of appreciation as a full-time teacher, I truly appreciate that. Go to my website, www.earlpurdy.com. And you can use Venmo, you can use the Cash App, you can use PayPal. My email is earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. I mentor, counsel, and coach. I do what I call clarity sessions, where I work with people on an individual level and take my 40 years of teaching and counseling and working with people using A Course in Miracles principles. And for those who are open to it, for over 40 years, I've been a professional astrologer and numerologist, and I love it. And if you're open to it, I will also bring in the insight that Holy Spirit gives me through that in our session. It's called a clarity session. Just go to my website. It explains it in detail. And you can book an appointment with me right there on my site. Also, you want to make sure that you follow and subscribe to my page so that when I come on live, you will be notified. And please share this video, share this class, share this video. Listen to it at least 4 times. It's repetition, remembering. Remember how many times it said remember? It didn't say analyze. Remember what you heard. Remember what you heard. On Thursdays, I do a class especially geared toward Course in Miracles students who are studying the material. It's called Hardcore Course in Miracles. It's on Facebook Live. It's on the Earl Purdy page. The Earl Purdy page on Facebook Live, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on the Earl Purdy page. And of course, on Sunday, I do my Course in Miracles with you here on Facebook Live. That ain't no jive. I love you. I appreciate you. The Course in Miracles, you will receive everything you've ever wanted in your heart if you'll commit yourself to studying and learning A Course in Miracles. The Course in Miracles offers you everything you've ever wanted in your heart. And what's so cool about it is that all it's requiring you to do is to give it some attention, give it some study, with the goal that you want to remember the message, not analyze it. Now, let me give you an example. What do you need to remember? Well, number 1, don't feel guilty about learning. The guiltless learner learns easily. See, I got notes so I can remember. Don't feel guilty about learning. The guiltless learner learns easily. Be a free thinker. See, do you know that you can't be a free thinker if you're having a lot of guilt about what you're thinking? If you feel a lot of guilt about what you think, then you aren't a free thinker. Guilt interferes with learning. Guilt does not serve a useful function. Guilt, see, what am I doing? I am allowing myself to remember what I read. That's what you do with the course. If you don't remember it, you haven't learned it. If 5 minutes after I sign off today, you forget everything I said, then you didn't learn from it, really. When you learn how to do something, you use it. You learn how to drive a car, you remember how to drive a car, and then you drive a car. But if you forgot how to drive a car, when you got in a car, if you forget how to drive a car, when you get in the car, you can't drive it. So try not to say you actually learned the course when you can't actually remember in detail what it's telling you to do. You're innocent, but you haven't learned it. So don't expect to get the results of something you haven't remembered and learned and used. But God has infinite patience. The infinite has infinite patience. So tell yourself, don't feel guilty about learning. The guiltless learner learns easily. Be a free thinker. And remember that guilt interferes with learning. Guilt does not serve a useful function. You can't really experience happiness and guilt at the same time. You can't experience feeling happy and feeling guilty. You can't feel happy and feel guilty. They're mutually exclusive. You can't feel happy and feel guilty at the same time. Do you know that living in this world is to learn? If you're living here, you're learning. But what is it that you're supposed to be learning? You are supposed to be learning how to be happy. You are supposed to be learning how to be happy. And you won't be a happy learner if you are judging and condemning yourself and others. If you feel guilty and sinful and bad, you won't be a happy learner. And living in this world is to learn. Never give in to guilt. Never give in to feeling guilty. You can make mistakes. Sometimes you may be more unloving or seemingly have hurt yourself or someone else. Then the only afterward message is, don't do it again. Just don't do it again. If you have done something that makes you feel guilty and it's already been done, there's nothing you can do about, then don't do it again. The only afterward message is don't do it again. So never give in to guilt. Never give in to feeling guilty. If you feel fear, you are feeling guilty about something. If you're full of fear and anxiety, from A Course in Miracles perspective, even if you don't know exactly what it is, you're feeling guilty about something. If you feel afraid, you're feeling guilty about something. Bring peace to others. Bring peace to others. Bring peace to others. Don't you be the person that's keeping people upset and hurting, and don't attack. Bring peace to others. Bring peace to others. You are always choosing between love and fear. You're always choosing between guilt and innocence. You're always choosing between God and the ego. When you choose ego, you feel guilty. When you choose ego, you can tell because you feel guilty when you choose ego. When you choose God, when you choose truth, when you choose love, you feel innocence. When you choose God, you feel innocent. The one power you have is the power of decision, the power of choice. The one power that you have is the power of decision. The one power that you have left is the power of choice. You are either choosing what is real or choosing what is not. You're either choosing what is real or what is not. You're either choosing real love or you are choosing fear. You're really choosing real love or you are choosing specialness. You're really choosing real love or you're choosing specialness. You're really choosing innocence or you're choosing guilt. You're either choosing love or choosing fear. You're either choosing truth or you're choosing illusion. You are guilty or innocent, or unhappy or happy. So if you find yourself tempted to feel guilty, what do you do? What do you do? Remember, 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 remember. Don't forget, it's not about analyzing. It's not about understanding. It's not about your understanding. It's not about you agreeing. It's not about you agreeing. It's not about you believing it. Remember this: what you experience, you will make manifest. If you are guiltless, you have nothing to fear. You choose to testify to your acceptance of your innocence, the atonement, not to its rejection. You would accept your guiltlessness by making it manifest and sharing it. I see you as innocent. 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 I'm sharing it. I see myself as innocent. I see myself as desiring love. I see myself as deserving love. And I want to make it real. And I make it real by also seeing you as innocent and you as lovable and you as loving and you also deserving to be happy. So you will accept your guiltlessness by making it manifest and sharing it. Let you bring peace to God's creation from your Creator. Don't be a hell raiser. Bring peace. Bring peace. Let me bring peace. Let you bring peace to the children of God, the children of love. Let's bring peace from our Creator to everyone in our experience. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. Take a breath as we close out. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm going to remember this. Listen to this at least 4 times. Watch this at least 4 times. Share it and make it manifest. Share it and make it manifest. Remember, 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 remember. What you experience, you will make manifest. What you experience, you will make manifest. If you are guiltless, you have nothing to fear. If you are innocent, you have nothing to fear. You are innocent, you have nothing to fear. If you are innocent, you have nothing to fear. You choose to testify to your acceptance. You choose to testify to your acceptance of your innocence. Accept your innocence. Don't reject your innocence. Don't reject your innocence. You would accept your guiltlessness, by making it manifest, and sharing it. Share it. Let us bring peace to God's child. Let us bring peace to each other. Let us bring peace. Let me bring peace. Let us bring peace. Let us bring peace. You are innocent. 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 Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Nothing real can be threatened. And nothing unreal exists. That's right, Barbara. Let us bring peace to each other. Let us bring peace to the world. Let us bring peace to the world. Let us bring peace to the world. Mighty companions, you are a blessing to Earl Purdy. Let me bring peace to you from love. Teach only love, for that is what you are. Mighty companions, as usual, it's been a great time of remembering together. Remember this, remember this. Go back over it. Read it, read it, read it. Listen to it. Remember. It's about remembering, 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 remembering. Remember, guilt is interference. 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 Guilt is interference, and you are innocent. Guilt is interference, and you are innocent, sinless and guiltless and innocent and sinless and guiltless and guiltless and innocent and sinless. You are guiltless, you are sinless, and you are innocent and guiltless and sinless, and you are innocent and guiltless and sinless, and you are innocent and guiltless. Say it with me. I am innocent and guiltless and sinless. I am innocent and guiltless and sinless. I am innocent and guiltless and sinless. I am innocent and guiltless. Let's say it together. I am innocent and guiltless and sinless. 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 You are 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 innocent and guiltless. What about we? We are innocent and guiltless and sinless. 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 You are innocent and guiltless and sinless. You are innocent and guiltless and sinless. We are innocent and guiltless and sinless. Mighty companions, as usual, I've given myself the experience of being a happy learner with you. You are a blessing. I love you, and may the course be with you. See you soon. Yes.